To really understand how this hit went down, you need to know about Baby Drill. His real name is Del Cristo Wilson, and this young dude was hungry to make a name for himself in both the streets and the rap game. Baby Drill was part of 21 Savage's 4L crew and was known for putting in serious work. Baby Drill grew up in the system that 21 Savage created with 4L. He was one of those young, loyal soldiers who would do anything to prove himself to the older guys in the crew. When 21 Savage allegedly put that bounty on Marlo's head, Baby Drill saw it as his opportunity to gain serious respect and move up in the ranks. What makes Baby Drill's story even crazier is how he used the alleged murder to boost his rap career. After Marlo's death, Drill started making music where he basically bragged about the hit. In songs like 32 Freestyle and tracks with Young Nudie, he'd reference dropping the biggest op when he was 17, clearly talking about Marlo. The street's been saying that on July 11th, 2020.
Like, that shit crazy. You get around the rich niggas, they got a bag on their head. You trying to meet Rod and hop on the train just to be accepted by these niggas. Ain't that gay? Imagine wanting to be accepted by some other man, so you go do something you not supposed to do to get accepted by these niggas. You need to go get checked out. Hell no. Man, 21 Savage get exposed for getting Lil Baby's homie killed, shorty.
Gonna go on the song and say, verbatim, you still hang with them that done got your partner whacked? Okay. So you got 21 Savage on your album, and then 21 Savage get on the album and say, get him smacked, then turn around and give his brother death.
Yo.
So he dissing your partner on your album. Probably said it in the studio with you.
I got Wham and Savage on the phone to stop whatever could have happened with them. I got niggas on the phone.
Picture this. Your day one homie, the type that's been with you since day one, gets smoked on the interstate. You find out later that your so-called friend in the industry had something to do with it. That's exactly what went down between Lil Baby and 21 Savage over Marlo's murder, and the street's been talking ever since. Today we're breaking down how 21 Savage allegedly orchestrated the hit on Lil Baby's best friend, why Marlo had to go, and how Young Thug had to step in before Atlanta turned into a full war zone. Stick around till the end because this story gets way deeper than what you see on the surface, and I'm about to expose some real street politics that'll blow your mind. Let me break it down for you real quick about how tight Baby and Marlo really were. These weren't just rap partners or industry friends. They were brothers from the trenches who came up together in the same hood. Both grew up in Bankhead, one of Atlanta's most notorious areas, and they had that real day one type of friendship that you don't see much in the industry. When they both signed to Quality Control around the same time, it looked like they were both about to blow up together. But here's where the story gets tragic. While Baby's career took off like a rocket ship, Marlo's music never really caught that same way. According to P from QC, since Marlo's rap career wasn't generating the type of money Baby was making, he stayed in the streets trying to keep up with his homie's lifestyle. Baby tried everything to help his boy succeed. He got him a record deal, kept him in the studio for hours, had him featured on tracks, and was constantly pushing for Marlo to focus on music instead of street activities. In interviews, you could see how much Baby believed in Marlo's talent and wanted him to make it out the hood the legal way. But Marlo was stubborn about his street activities. Even with a record deal and Baby's support, he was still moving weight and handling other types of business in Bankhead. That loyalty to the streets, despite having a way out, is what ultimately led to his downfall and created the whole...
Yeah, bro. That's sick right there, bro. Imagine having a way out, your homie rich as hell, your homie trying to put you on, you still want to do the same shit you was doing before. That's why you can't bring everybody out with you, because not everybody is on the same thing you're on. Not everybody's on that same type timing, shorty.
Whole situation with 21 Savage. Now, let me tell you something about Marlo that most casual fans don't understand. This wasn't some rapper trying to act tough for the cameras or create a fake persona. Marlo was really like that in Bankhead and had serious respect in the streets long before he ever touched a microphone. Marlo was connected to PFK, Play for Keeps, also known as 3L, which had ties to the Goodfellas mob. He wasn't just moving weight. According to street sources, he was allegedly handling other types of business for his crew. The word on the street is that Marlo had been involved in taking out people who crossed him or disrespected his operation. One of the most significant incidents that put him directly on 21 Savage's radar was the alleged murder of Capo Nuke. Now, Nuke wasn't just anybody in these streets. He was a high-ranking member of the Goodfellas mob who had just come home from doing serious time. Nuke was respected, feared, and had serious connections to the 4L crew that 21 Savage runs with. The story goes that Nuke was allegedly messing around with Marlo's baby mama, and Marlo wasn't having that level of disrespect. So allegedly, Marlo put the call out and had Nuke eliminated.
Come on, bro. You got this nigga killed for messing with your baby mom? Bro, you see, like, what's wrong with these fools, bro? These niggas be tender. These niggas be weird as hell. If a nigga can mess with your baby mom, nigga, then maybe you shouldn't be messing with her yourself, fool. You wanna go kill this nigga, like lame ass niggas, bro. These niggas be really tender, bro. Like, imagine dying over some box that wasn't even yours. Wow. Or killing a nigga about some box that wasn't even yours.
That right there was the move that sealed Marlo's fate, because Nuke had serious connections to 21 Savage's people, and his death couldn't go unanswered in the streets. To really understand how this hit went down, you need to know about Baby Drill. His real name is Del Cristo Wilson, and this young dude was hungry to make a name for himself in both the streets and the rap game. Baby Drill was part of 21 Savage's 4L crew and was known for putting in serious work. Baby Drill grew up in the system that 21 Savage created with 4L. He was one of those young, loyal soldiers who would do anything to prove himself to the older guys in the crew. When 21 Savage allegedly put that bounty on Marlo's head, Baby Drill saw it as his opportunity to gain serious respect and move up in the ranks. What makes Baby Drill's story even crazier is how he used the alleged murder to boost his rap career. After Marlo's death, Drill started making music where he basically bragged about the hit. In songs like 32 Freestyle and tracks with Young Nudie, he'd reference dropping the biggest op when he was 17, clearly talking about Marlo. The street's been saying that on July 11th, 2020.
Like, that shit crazy. You get around the rich niggas, they got a bag on their head. You trying to meet Rod and hop on the train just to be accepted by these niggas. Ain't that gay? Imagine wanting to be accepted by some other man, so you go do something you not supposed to do to get accepted by these niggas. You need to go get checked out. Hell no.
When Marlo was leaving the Bankhead reunion, Baby Drill and his crew followed him to I-285 and opened fire on his car. Marlo crashed and died at the scene. What's wild is that Baby Drill later got arrested for murder charges in a different case, showing that this wasn't his only alleged body. To understand why 21 Savage wanted Marlo gone, you gotta understand the complex gang politics in Atlanta. 21 Savage runs with 4L, which includes his crew Slaughter Gang and connects to various blood sets across the city. Marlo was affiliated with PFK, also known as 3L, which had ties to the Goodfellas mob. These crews used to be cool with each other. In fact, there's old footage of 21 Savage and Marlo together in the 9th Ward, all smiles and showing love. They were making money together and seemed to have mutual respect. But when Marlo allegedly had Capo Nuke killed, that changed everything overnight. Nuke was respected in the streets and had serious connections to 21's people, so his death couldn't go unanswered. The beef escalated quickly when 4L members started terrorizing PFK after Nuke's murder. Chain snatchings, robberies, shootings. The young
crazy,
guys
bro.
in 4L were applying serious pressure to anyone connected to 3L. One of the most significant casualties in this war was Mad Rock.
They got that nigga Mad Rock looking like Big Scar. I thought that's who that was.
An 18-year-old 4L member who was known for putting in work. Mad Rock got killed in a drive-by shooting, and the streets immediately pointed fingers at PFK for the retaliation. This back and forth violence created a cycle that could only end with major players getting eliminated. Here's where 21 Savage really showed his true colors and how petty this whole situation
that nigga
was.
actually from
Not only
London?
did he allegedly orchestrate Marlo's murder, but he had the audacity to diss him on Lil Baby's own album. On the track, 21 Savage made references that were clearly aimed at Marlo, basically trolling Baby while he was grieving his best friend. The fact that 21 Savage felt comfortable enough to diss a dead man on his friend's album shows you how confident he was that Baby wouldn't retaliate. It was like he was testing Baby's gangster, seeing if he would really stand up for his dead homie or just let it slide for the sake of industry politics. This move was particularly cold because Baby was still processing the loss of his best friend, and here's 21 Savage basically bragging about it on Baby's own project. It's the type of disrespect that would normally lead to immediate retaliation in the streets, but the industry politics complicated everything. Now imagine being Lil Baby and slowly piecing together that someone you considered a friend in the industry had your day one killed. According to sources close to the situation, Baby was devastated when he learned about 21 Savage's alleged involvement. The streets say Baby was ready to go to war immediately. He wanted...
Like, that shit bad, bro. Nigga, you call your homie, got your day one killed. And he did that, and you got him on the song, and he said in the song that he's in on your album. What the fuck?
To retaliate against 21 Savage and the whole 4L crew. But that's where the industry politics got complicated because both artists were making serious money and had major label backing. What really hurt Baby was realizing that 21 Savage had been playing in his face the whole time. They were doing songs together, appearing at events together, and all the while, 21 Savage allegedly knew exactly what happened to Marlo because he ordered it. Young Thug has always been about keeping Atlanta united in the music industry. In interviews, he's talked about how he stopped multiple beefs from escalating in the city because he understands that when Atlanta artists beef with each other, it hurts everyone's money. When Thug caught wind of the serious tension between Baby and 21 Savage, he knew he had to intervene before things got completely out of hand. This wasn't just about two artists having issues. This was about to turn into a full-scale war between major crews in Atlanta. Thug got both Baby and 21 Savage on a three-way call and basically told them they were bigger than street beef. He reminded them that Atlanta is supposed to stick together and that the whole world looks at Atlanta as the city where rappers support each other, not tear each other down. According to Thug himself, he told them, "Man, y'all brothers, we ain't talking about no internet stuff and what's going on in the world. We talking about real life. Both of y'all can get on any platform and say the same thing, that I got both of y'all on the phone and told y'all to stop this." Even though Thug managed to get them to squash the beef publicly, the streets knew what really happened. That's probably why Gunna felt comfortable enough to call Baby out in his music later on. In one of his tracks, Gunna basically exposed the whole situation by referencing how Baby was hanging with someone that done got your partner whacked. That line hit different because it confirmed what the streets already knew, that Baby was still cool with 21 Savage despite knowing he had something to do with Marlo's death. The fact that Baby took down his Instagram post about Marlo just minutes after posting it also raised serious eyebrows. People started questioning whether Baby was really about that life or if he was just going to let his homie's death slide for the sake of his career and industry relationships. One of the most telling signs that something changed between Baby and the Marlo situation is how he stopped acknowledging his dead friend publicly. Before all this came to light, Baby would post about Marlo on his birthday, death anniversary, and
What the hell? So is the Baby beef and the Savage beef getting bad, or like what's really going on? Is he getting back for his homie or what? That's what I want to know. Cause that'd be crazy if you ain't getting back for your homie and your man's then put him in the song, and he dapping you up, knowing he got your right hand whacked, and he throwing shots at you, testing your gangster. So what you really gonna do?
other significant dates. He would share memories, old photos, and keep Marlo's name alive on social media. But after the truth about 21 Savage's alleged involvement came out, Baby completely stopped posting about Marlo. No more birthday posts, no more anniversary remembrances, nothing. It's like Marlo just disappeared from Baby's public memory, which is crazy considering how close they were. This change in behavior didn't go unnoticed by the streets or by Marlo's family and friends. People started questioning whether Baby really cared about getting justice for his friend, or if he was more concerned about maintaining his industry relationships and keeping his money flowing. What makes this situation even more complex is how it exposed the real politics in Atlanta's rap scene. You got artists who are making millions but still tied to street crews that are at war with each other. The music industry and the streets are so intertwined that beefs can literally cost lives, but money talks louder than loyalty sometimes. Chris Jeremiah and other street commentators have pointed out that this situation seriously damaged Baby's credibility in the streets. How you gonna...
Hell yeah, cause how you gonna have a nigga that, how you gonna say a nigga your right hand, he get whacked, your homie talk about him in your song, and you don't do nothing about it? Yeah, your credibility go down, shorty. Cause imagine seeing a picture like this. Like, damn. And that was your right hand. Imagine seeing shit like this and you ain't do nothing. And you know who did it?
Rap about being gangster and loyal when you're cool with the people who killed your best friend.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the question a lot of people in Atlanta were asking. The industry pressure to maintain relationships and keep money flowing often overrides street justice. Labels, managers, and business partners all have interests in keeping their artists out of beef because violence is bad for business. So even when someone wants to retaliate, there are millions of dollars and multiple careers on the line. At the end of the day, this story is about loyalty, betrayal, and the price of staying connected to the streets while trying to make it in the music industry. Lil Baby lost his best friend, allegedly to someone he considered a friend in the industry. 21 Savage allegedly orchestrated the hit through his young artist Baby Drill, then had the audacity to diss the dead man on Baby's own album. Young Thug had to step in to prevent an all-out war in Atlanta, but the damage was already done. The fact that they're all still making music and money while this situation happened shows you how the industry really works. Sometimes keeping the peace and maintaining business relationships is more important than getting justice, especially when millions of dollars are on the line. But the streets remember everything, and that's why this story continues to be talked about years later. The way Baby stopped posting about Marlo and seemingly moved on from seeking justice tells you everything you need to know about how industry politics can override street loyalty. That's the real story behind the 21...
Yeah, that shit told it all, bro. These niggas don't be real. They got money in this shit, so they ain't trying to mess up nothing they got going on making these mills. Damn, bro. I feel bad for him. Imagine being a nigga right hand. His homie gets you whacked. And he's still with this nigga and stuff and not posting you no more and all types of weird. That's kind of crazy, bro. You can't trust these niggas, shorty.